What's going on, guys? It's Alex Tex K, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're breaking down what has become the USPSA competition bag. And no, it's not this. It's this. We are going to break down the Save Your Equipment SEMA Compact Competition Bag. And yes, I am ditching my 511 bag after 4.5 years. And we will go over why as I transfer over all of my gear out of this and into the new Save Your Equipment SEMA Compact. Let's get into it. As always, something kind of cool that Save Your Equipment does with all of their bags. I do have some of the rifle bags. They have targets on the cardboard on pretty much every piece of the inside, as you can see. And there's going to be more on the base inside as well. Like I said, targets everywhere. So I keep these boxes for fun. So here is your SEMA Compact. Why the Compact and not the Pro? This 511 bag has done great for me over the last handful of years. But even the Compact matches the size of my 511, and this thing can get very heavy when it's fully packed out. So I opted out of going for the Pro just because of overall size and overall need. The Compact and the Pro both have all the same reinforced zippers, reinforced stitching, and extra padding throughout the entirety of the bag. When this thing is empty, as you'll see here, it is flimsy, flappy, and I could crumble it up in a ball almost. This thing is empty as it sits right now, and it is rigid. So, phenomenal quality upgrade coming from my 511. Durability, as far as first feel and first look, it seems to be very, very similar, but I would say Savior is even that one step farther, and that's coming from comparison to 511. For traveling all over the country, including getting on planes, having to take all of my gear and multiple guns with me multiple times a year, this seemed to fit the script exactly for what I needed it for. I'm seeing more and more of these on the range every weekend, so let's get into the gear transfer here, move everything over, and then we will talk about the internals on this SEMA Compact. Let's get started. I'm going to open up some of my compartments and show you guys what's in here. At first look, you got two big compartments here. You got labeled compartments here as well with their Velcro patches that they provide with most all of their products. So all of their products are very interchangeable. Even their ammo bags come with them, and so do the mag caddies. Up on the top here, we have another compartment, which is pretty nice. It seems to be almost about 12 inches, give or take, and about 5 or 6 inches tall. So I'm going to be able to fit a handful of things in here, that's for sure. I imagine this is where I'm going to put my timer, my pacer guns, my ear pro, things that I'm going to need at quick access while at the range or at a match. Now, the other main compartment here is going to be over here on the side, and it does come with 3 pistol sleeves. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can configure going about this. I do choose to carry a Pelican case at least to the range, and when I have my cart, this will be in the cart with the bag. But when I'm going to train or I'm going to teach and I don't need multiple firearms and I only need to bring one, this is going to be absolutely perfect for throwing it in a sleeve, labeling what it is, and putting her right on in the side there. So I'm going to set this bag up as if I'm bringing the case with my other 2 to the range, but leaving it in the truck and simply bringing my 1 primary gun down to the safe table. And we're going to come back to the main compartment there. So moving around to this side, I'm going to go ahead and start pulling out my necessities. There's my chalk, my Sharpies, my glow sticks are for emergency at the range. I will just put new ones in here. I have my ear pro, overlays, range officer cards, extra camera gear in a bag. So now we're going to go in this front compartment here. We're going to pull out my tools, start setting those aside. So we're going to go ahead and take those main tools, throw them in a compartment down here. There's screwdrivers, picks, pliers, swivel rod, and my torque spit set. Now we'll pull out my batteries, which need to go into a better bag, but we're going to stick those on in there. And believe it or not, that completely empties the front of this bag. So there was not much in there, but it was seemingly taking up a lot of space at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and take my Sharpies and put my marking utensils in the top here, along with my ear pro right into the main compartment, because that is going to be priority. My chalk, we're going to go ahead and put in the side compartment, because that's fast access. Now we'll get into the main compartment here. So something I have, most people don't. This is my camera equipment. This is my Insta360 X4 and my HatCam Instago 3S. This is a must-have with me at the range. So, this was something I had already known was going to have to go in this side compartment here. And look at that, it fits perfectly with the firearm, no problems whatsoever. I got some springs, zip ties, and this is kind of nice too because you never notice how much crap kind of ends up in your bag over the years as you continue to accumulate. But we're going to go ahead and take those extra zip ties, put them with the Sharpies, and we're going to call this top compartment here gun parts for the time being. All right, so down in my next pocket, this is where I keep my hockey tape for taping up my hands or anything otherwise. My extra sling for when I need it if something happens during a rifle match or otherwise. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the middle compartment here, along with my tape and some parts kits and microfibers that we will throw in that front parts compartment. And the next big thing here is going to be my ammo pouch. So I use these Cloud Defense ammo bags when I am not using the just regular ammo bags because these have multiple compartments as well as mag holders. But now that I have all of this Savior stuff, we may be phasing out of using these just because of this bag. But let's see for shits and giggles whether or not that will fit in the top here. And it does perfectly. So honestly, I'm going to keep using these. The last things of importance in here are going to be my rain cover for my gun, which will go right in this side pocket here. Now with the parts kit, I'm either going to need to find a way to consolidate this to fit the bag better, or I may just have to forego on using my Cloud Defense bags on top there. Or if we take out the gun sleeve and just use the Pelican case, it can fit right inside the side compartment there, and then I also have a little bit more room for some other things. But for the sake of knowing you guys likely don't have a camera box with you, we're going to set that aside and we're going to pack this out as if you've had everything but that. So there's the S2 and the parts kit is in there. Here are my towels. I'm going to go ahead and put those on the floor here and put the Cloud Defense bag back on top. Moving past that, I have some lens cleaner, some gun oil, and my Henning driver lens cleaner. Put it in the top, the Sharpies, and we will put the oil in there just the same. Here are my overlays and my range cards, and put those in here with the batteries. Speed loader, we can put inside the front compartment, but I will likely end up just clipping it to the side. Now we'll take off my tourniquet, which is not for other people, it's for me. Now we'll take my tourniquet, and the only thing I do wish this bag had that it doesn't is at least one MOLLE panel somewhere on it. That's about the only thing I would say they could have added. It's on the front here, doing some MOLLE instead of just this nylon look. But it is what it is, so we'll go ahead and toss that in the top. Now for the most part, that's the whole bag. And as you can see here, like I said, honestly, this bag seems to have more material than it did things that were inside of it. So I am very stoked to get away from it, and I will work out all these little details over time here, as well as the fact that I have 10 magazines in that dump pouch there. So as you can see, I have already transferred 98% of everything over from that bag into this one. And it still holds up its name, compact. Moving back to this side compartment here, as you can see, I have my toolkit. I have 2 guns. Now, going back to the single gun, if I am going to be bringing my Volt to the range in the truck. Now I have the opportunity to simply put in all of my mag carriers. It's a little bit tight, but it fits 2 mag buddies, a gun and a mag sleeve, and my entire rebuild kit along with it. And it's going to close up flawlessly. There's obviously no deformation of the bag from me squeezing that in there. We close these up. Nice zippers. They don't get snagged. They don't get stuck. It's really nice. There's that front compartment. I got my tourniquet, my mag loader, my towels, my ear pro. And again, this would be 10 magazines and 500 rounds. But even if you wanted to take that out and you wanted a comparison to your Dillon bullet boxes, you can go ahead, slap those in there just the same. And you can easily fit, without the towels on the bottom, probably 1,000 rounds, 1,200 rounds of those just in the top alone. Whole thing zips up real nice. It's got the double zipper, makes it simple, and boom. So how did we go from that to that? Like I said, it holds up to its name, compact. So all in all, this is how we configured it. We open the front compartment here. I've got my rebuild kit that I leave in the top. In the top, we have our parts kit and some springs. Here I have another gun sleeve, but a thin one that can be folded up for parts and or other needs. My overlay cards, range cards, batteries. Down here is an entire compartment of different tools. Here's going to be my tapes, my sling, and my extra accessories. And in the top here is going to be all of my utensils, including my Sharpies, range flags, chamber flags, oil, lens cleaner, and so on. Up in the top here, I'm able to fit a bullet bag with about 300 to 400 rounds in it, 10 loaded magazines, and my 2 mag buddies. My ear pro, my loader, my tourniquet, my towels. And obviously on that back side there, you can see that I have my chalk. Over here in the under compartment, I have my primary gun and my camera equipment. And it all fits absolutely flawlessly. The bag seems to weigh half of what the 511 did. So apparently half the weight of my 511 was just all the excess material on the thing. Super stoked with this. And it still remains compact even with everything packed inside of it the way that it is. So as a masterclass shooter, fumbling around with your gear before a stage and not being able to find something you need, take it from me when I tell you it's the most aggravating and off-putting thing you can run into before needing to perform. So I have really taken the time over the last couple of years to work on my organizational skills as far as my shooting bags go, and stepping up to this is seriously an absolute game changer. I really wanted to make sure I did this video so guys could see what the compact has to offer and that it truly does suit all of your needs as far as your very active, experienced competitor goes. So check out Save Your Equipment, guys. This is the compact SEMA. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Tune in next week for the Save Your Double Rifle Bag video. I'm really loving their stuff. I'm going to keep trying it. Keep talking to you guys about it. Let me know what you'd like to see.